Hello. I wanted to make sure that you had a step-by-step explanation of how to solve equations, because it's probably been a while. If you feel like you understand this and that you're in good shape with this, then don't worry about it. But if you get stuck and you need help, these are the steps you can always use to solve an equation. This one, you can see, looks a little intimidating, lots going on, but don't be nervous, all right? It's actually much easier than it might seem, okay? So our first step that we're going to do is, one, if we need to, we distribute, okay? And how do you know if you have to distribute? Well, you distribute when you see a number or a variable that is in front of parentheses with nothing in between, no plus or minus. See how it's right next door? Okay, so you look for this, and if you see a number right in front, then that means you need to distribute. That means that you're going to multiply times the number in the front times each of the numbers here. So when I'm looking at the problem, I see two places where I have parentheses and a number in front with nothing between. Parentheses, number, and nothing in between. That means we need to multiply. We do this first. So I'm going to multiply the 3 times the 2x's. 3 times 2 is 6x's. And then 3 times the minus 8 is negative 24. Okay? Now we're going to do the other side, because there's another set over here. So we take this one in the front, we multiply it by both of the ones inside, times 9 times x is 9x. 9 times minus 5, don't forget that minus, is minus 45. That's how you distribute, okay? This is called distribute. Okay? The second thing we're going to do is box our terms. So number 2 is we're going to box and sort. Okay? So we take everything and we put all of our numbers into boxes, all of our terms and values into boxes, and then we sort and make sure x's go on one side and the numbers are on the other. Okay? If it switches sides, we change the sign. Okay? If we have to switch sides, we change the sign. Okay? So let's box them up, see what we've got. See how I box this chunk? It doesn't have a sign in front of it. If we don't see a sign, it's a plus. The next part, we start our box, it includes the sign, the minus and the 24. Equal sign is not part of the equation, it's not a term. But then the next one is a 9x. 9x, which has a plus in front of it, if you don't see it. And then I start my next box, include the sign, minus 45. Okay. Now when we're solving an equation, we want anything that has an x in the box to stay on the left, all right? And anything that doesn't have an x, numbers only on the right. Okay. So I'm going to draw a line down the middle to help me keep my sorting straight. And let's start off with 6x. It has an x in it, so it stays on this side. Good. It was here, it's an x, it stays. Okay. Next one, minus 24. Does not have an x. Excuse me. It is a number only, so it needs to go to the number side. We'll have to move it. That means we change the sign. It goes from the left across and becomes a plus 24. Okay? Then I look at my next one, positive 9x. It has an x in it, it needs to go on the x side. So it goes from the right to the left. So plus 9x, I'm going to write it over here, it becomes minus 9x because it changed sides. And last, minus 45, it's a number, and it's on number side, so it just stays minus 45. Okay? All right, our next step is to simplify, or to combine, right? Combine, right? Our x's combine, and our numbers combine, right? So that's what we'll do here. We have 6 x's, and we're taking away 9. That leaves us with negative 3 x's. And on this side, now we have positive 24 and negative 45. Okay, so we have more negatives. We're going to end up with a negative, and I'm going to end up with 21, minus 21. Remember that you can use Desmos, right? So Desmos, at any time, Desmos is on your computer if you want. Okay? So now, our last step that we check for every single equation, our last step is whatever the number is in front of the x, we're going to take that and divide it by that amount and cancel it out. Okay? So what's the number in front of the x, the coefficient? Number in front, including the sign, is minus 3. So now we're going to divide by minus 3. When we do that, it cancels out, and x is equal to negative and negative is a plus, and that is 7. So x is equal to positive 7. Okay? All right, let's run through one more to make sure that we've got our steps down. Or feel like you've got it and that's enough, that's fine too. So the problems that we're working on here are, that was number 5 from your worksheet, and this one is going to be number 6 from your worksheet. It is long 8x plus 23 plus 2x plus 1 equals 6x plus 34. That's a lot. And we're not going to do that. So there you go.